On Monday, the White House had a briefing on mental health and suicide prevention in honor of National Suicide Prevention Month. As a mental health advocate who works with other advocates and professionals and organizations, I think it's time for us to stop assuming that people know what mental health is. I have 3 quick tips to clear up the confusion. Mental health is not having a mental illness. Every time I say the words mental health to a large audience, I think they immediately think of worst case scenarios. It's common for people when they hear the words mental health to think of these things. You think of him, you think of her, but not like that, like that. You think of her, and headlines like this, and scenes like this, and you think of major mental illnesses. But mental health isn't having a mental illness. It's not having a problem at all. Mental health is how you address all of the issues in your life. It's how you deal with stress and lack of sleep and breakups and other big things. We need a clear definition on mental health as a baseline. The World Health Organization defines mental health as a state of well-being in which people can cope with the everyday stresses of life, reach their full potential, work productively and fruitfully, and are able to make a contribution to his or her community. That's a great definition for mental health. My second point is that mental health is as important as physical health. Teaching people solely about mental illness when we want to talk about mental health isn't the best way to be preventive and proactive with this issue. We need to teach mental health the same way we teach physical health. It needs to start at a young age and carry out through every level of our lives. When you ask someone to describe physical health, they talk about things like muscles and strength and CrossFit and Tough Mudders and the bar method and yoga and Pilates and gluten-free. They have very positive images of physical health. You ask them what they think of mental health, they don't have very many positive things to say. Your brain is one of the most important parts of your body, and you can exercise it just like you do the rest of your body. There are obvious exercises like crosswords, puzzles, memory games. Another thing you can do is evaluate your coping mechanisms. People use exercise and strengthening things to make their bodies stronger. Think about how you cope with situations. Think about what you can do to make your coping more effective and let that strengthen your mind. And my third point is that mental health is for everyone. I give a lot of presentations about mental health. Not surprisingly, a lot of my presentations are mandatory, because what guy is sitting on a college campus thinking like, man, I wish there were more mental health presentations. I'm tired of going to parties and having fun. My favorite person in my audiences is the person who comes and thinks like, well, I'll listen to this presentation about mental health, but for someone else. I have a friend who has problems. My girlfriend's not doing well, so I'll listen for what other people might go through. Balanced mental health is something all of us should have. I have bipolar disorder with anger control problems and psychotic features. My goal is to have balanced mental health. Maybe you, throughout your entire life, will only ever go through some levels of stress. I hate you for that, but your goal in that situation should be to have balanced mental health. So in the immortal words of Oprah, you get mental health. You get mental health. You get mental health. You get mental health. You all get mental health. Imagine if we cared about mental health as much as we do getting a new car.